After a shipwreck, a robot called ROSM Unit 7134 is abandoned on an uninhabited island. To endure the brutal climate programmed to help anyone in need, ROS bonds with the island's creatures and really focuses on taking care of an orphaned child goose. The film starts in the skies showing heavy storm. A mysterious heavy shipment falls on the island. The weasels notice that a foreign substance had fallen onto the island. The animals move in the box and accidentally activate the robot. The weasels run away in fear. The robot introduces itself as ROS 7134 from the Universal Dynamic Robots, ready to complete her task. Suddenly a heavy wave comes to the island. ROS tries to climb the mountain to escape the wave, but unfortunately she keeps on falling. Until she copies how the crab is climbing the mountain and finally she succeeds. Reaching up, ROS feels abandoned and lonely, so she moves into the forest to associate with other animals. She tries to help them, but instead all animals run away from her and attacking her. ROS decides to activate the learning mode so that she can understand their language, making it easier to associate with them. The next morning, ROS understands the animals' languages. The rabbit asks her whether she was sent to kill them. ROS denies it and tries to explain her mission on the island. Before she finishes, she is knocked down by the deer. They all don't believe in her and all run away, calling her a monster. She is left alone in the rain. At night she decides to return to the factory, putting on the transmitter. The thunder hits her through the transmitter and she gets system reboot. At night she gets a panel breach. She wakes up and sees raccoons trying to steal her system components. She manages to recover all of them and they decide to attack her. One of the raccoons runs away with her antenna transmitter. She hides in the bear's cave, but lucky enough ROS manages to recover her transmitter. The wild bear scratches ROS on the chest and then chases her. She manages to escape the bear in the sudden back and roll fall. But she falls in the goose net, killing it and breaking all her eggs except one. She picks the remaining egg to save it, but a wild fox snatches it from her. ROS chases the fox and after a long run, she manages to recover the egg from the fox. ROS then saves the fox from porcupine spines. The egg hatches into a gosling. The little goose connects with ROS as her mother and follows her around. ROS finds a mother opossum moving with all her many children, so ROS puts the gosling among them. But the opossum denies and gives back the gosling to ROS. ROS refuses to take the gosling back, but the opossum advises her that she is now the mother of the gosling who must take good care of him. Still ROS declines, affirming that her mission now is to return to the factory. Mother Opossum tells ROS that the gosling has to learn how to fly before the goose winter migration. ROS then takes the motherhood responsibility to feed the gosling and teaching him how to swim and fly. She fails in all her endeavors because she had no knowledge of how to be a good mother. The fox decides to help her, but ROS shows distrust for him because he tried to eat the gosling before hatching, calling him the destroyer unit. Fox gives ROS a promise that he won't eat him. He just wanted to help because he is a local goose expert. Fox then teaches ROS how to gather food for the gosling. But annoyingly, the fox was just using ROS to satisfy himself by eating all the gathered food. Soon, ROS manages to provide food to gosling and the fast task is completed. In the evening they all embark on building a shelter to sleep at night. The fox advises ROS that the goose should be kept safe from other wild animals which all look forward to eating her. At night ROS tries to get a name for the gosling, naming him 0186, but the fox tells her that a name must not have numbers. Finally ROS names him Brightbill, and asks Fox how to get Brightbill to sleep. Fox advises ROS to tell her a story to make him sleep. The movie then changes, showing Brightbill grown into a goose, ROS teaching her how to swim and fly, but Fox advises her that it was time for Brightbill to face life challenges alone, such that he could find solutions when necessary by himself. Fox then pushes Brightbill into the lake to test his swimming alone. Scared, ROS sends part of his body robot to monitor Brightbill as he swims. Brightbill meets a flock of other geese. Unfortunately, he is bullied for her inability to swim like them and being raised by the monster robot. The other geese abuse him that he will never be one of them because they share nothing in common with him and start to make her drown. Brightbill calls ROS for help, and the other geese run away. Struggling to swim, Brightbill is attacked by sharks. ROS gets in to save him, but she gets stuck between the hidden rocks inside the river. ROS then sends one of her body robot to save him. As they leave, the geese reveal to Bright Bill that the robot killed his mother and she is not his real parent, and everyone on the island knew about it. Fox gets annoyed, jumps to eat them for talking so much, but Roz grabs him, then promises them it's not over. Reaching home, Bright Bill asks to know the truth. Roz tells him there was an accident and she didn't tell him because that information was not necessary, complaining that her sisters and brothers needed a change to swim and fly. Bright Bill gets angry and gets out of the house, telling Roz she is not her real mum. The following day, Rose finds another wreckaged ship. She then activates a robot, giving it name and task to finish. She gets to know all the information of where she came from and the Universal Dynamics community, her mission on the island. Rose gets concerned about her increasing emotions, which had clouded her tasks. The robot Macho runs a diagnostic on Roz and discovers that her programming was overloaded. AOZ explains to her that it was the only way to complete her task. Macho tells her that she was defective and had become a wrong thing. She then advises her to return to the factory to be fixed. Macho sacrifices her transmitter to her to use it to return to the factory. Fox finds Roz seated lonely. She tells him that they ruined everything, but she needed to go back to factory to be fixed. In the moment, the fox sees a flock of geese and reminds Roz that the winter migration was very soon, so they needed to prepare Bright Bill. They both approach Bright Bill, but he refuses them to train him, saying both had no idea of how to fly. Later, Roz assures him that if he learns the task of flying, they will both go separate ways. Roz takes Bright Bill through the flying lessons, which ended in failures. In the due course, Roz breaks her leg and ends up with a wooden one. Later, Roz brings a Thunderbolt, a fright instructor, to train Bright Bill how to fly. With the Thunderbolt skills and encouragement that small wings are teeth to the claws of the sky, Bill manages to fly well and navigate the skies. Soon after, Longneck, one of the leaders of the migration, approaches Roz and commends her for the beautiful work of teaching Bright Bill how to fly. She tells her that the migration was to happen in a week's time and advises her to train more strength in Bright Bill wings for endurance, because his heart was much bigger in the inside than the outside. The following days, Bright Bill is faced with more harder trainings as he gets ready for the migration. One, the awaited day of migration, Roz brings Bill to Longneck. She then tells Bright Bill that he had a bright journey ahead, that Roz is a blessing to his life and he should give her much respect she deserves. That the accident that killed her family saved her. Bright Bill asks Roz for the boost as he joins other geese in the migration. He also asks Roz whether she will be around by the time they get back, to which Roz replies no, but she is happy because he is going where he belongs. She then gives him the boost that he asked. Roz is then overtaken by emotions, runs to see Bright Bill for the last time as he navigates the skies. The fox then joins her to share their sad emotions of Bill. Roz asks Fox, how do you know that you love someone, to which Fox replies that when you tell them about it. The winter then starts and all the animals run into their shelter for safety. Roz is left alone in the cold, goes to the top of the mountain and activates return transmitter. The signals are received at Universal Dynamics headquarters and location is secured. The scene then changes to Bright Bill telling Thunderbolt that he forgot to say something to Roz before he left. Thunderbolt comforts him that maybe they heard it anyway, because sometimes hearts have their own conversations. Shortly after, a thunderstorm forces the migrating geese to run to seek shelter for safety, ending up in the greenhouse. Thunderbolt advises the geese to keep their voices down. Bright Bill sees a robot and runs to it thinking it's Roz, revealing that there was something he wanted to tell her but there was no time. More robots then appear, scan the geese as animals infestation attacking them. Thunderbolt commands all the geese to find their formation and get out of the area. Thunderbolt asks Bright Bill to lead the flock out of the area because he was not scared of the robots. The movie then changes, showing Fox tells Roz about the harsh winter full of storm which had put all animals in dangerous situation. Fox is not happy to save each and every animal at the island because no one liked him and he could get a chance to have the whole island alone after the winter. Roz motivates him and finally he accepts. Together they manage to rescue many animals, putting them in the safe cave all together. Roz saves the aquatic animals and the wild feast bear. After the all rescue mission, Roz becomes badly weakened, losing all his battery energy. A chaotic situation comes up in the cave where all animals fight one another. Roz directs Fox to put the house in order. Fox gives a heartfelt speech that each one of them hates the other, but all would not be alive if it wasn't Roz, whom they called a monster. Roz uses the remaining energy and asks them to promise him one thing, a truth, before he shut down. The bear assures her that it wouldn't eat anyone, and all the animals agree, and later Roz shut down. Months after the scenes shows Roz awakening in spring, she runs to watch the geese as they return from the winter migration. They all come together and honors Bright Bill for saving their lives. Roz is seen feeling happy because Bill has found where he belongs. The other scene shows Fox rushing to inform Bill that Roz had waken up. Bill runs back home looking for Roz but nowhere to be seen. Roz decides to return back to the factory headquarters. A universe dynamic ship appears and introduces herself as Vandra. She explained to Roz that she got lost in a container ship during a typhoon. She was not easy to find because they lost her signal moment after receiving them. Vandra tells Roz that they needed to study more about her dynamics. Roz then accepts to return with Vandra, but suddenly Fox arrives telling her that Bright Bill needed to talk to her. Roz creates an excuse that she had forgotten something down there, her transverse adapter, and leaves the ship. Vandra then releases other robot soldiers to bring her back. She sets the forest on fire as Roz runs deep the jungle with Fox. The bear then comes in and saves them, running for safety with other animals. Bright Bill joins Roz and reveals that he had so much to tell her. As the soldier robots approach and ask Roz to come with them, the bear calls them predators and tells them that Roz was already home. Roz tells them she is already home and belongs here because she is a wild robot. All the animals come together to fight the robots in a fierce battle that finished all the predator robots. Vandra sets all the robots in self-destruction mode, starting a huge fire that finishes the forest. Roz is taken to the ship unconscious. Vandra begins to erase her memory and reconditioning her. The geese headed by Bill fly to the ship to rescue Roz. Vandra releases the leases to defend the ship. Bill gets into the ship and looks for Roz, finding her completely shut down. Fortunately, Roz awakens after Bill revealing that he loves her, the word he missed to tell her for all along. She responds, "I love you too," and asks him to go home before the universe dynamic ship blasts. The movie changes, showing other animals using a tree technique to extinguish the fire, channeling the water from the river. Roz struggles with Vandra, who strongly admits that the dynamics cannot afford to lose her and blaming her for having connection for things they should not, referring to Bright Bill. Roz manages to fly off the ship, saving Bill inside her berry, and then turns into a snowball. After the war, all animals together with Roz celebrate the victory. Roz tells them that robots will just keep coming until they have her. Therefore it was better to leave to protect all of them. The animals insists that they will stand together and fight for her. Bill gets worried that they will take her memories, but Roz assures him that she had some things to put right. Roz gives the animals the words of encouragement that they did far more than saving her because they managed to come together as an island. The fox reveals to her that he had never had a friend like her before. Life would be so hard for him without her. The bear and others comfort him that he can always share his problems to them. Roz disappears but promises to find her way back home always. Thanks for watching.